Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Welcome to once again another episode of Lip Speak, and lips meaning live in purpose, sis. And as you can see, your girl got her graces off, y'all. So, went to the dentist yesterday. We're gonna do a little story time just to get a little people kind of flow in, you know, just to kind of stall a little bit. But went and got my braces off yesterday. And it's crazy how the title of this video is kind of in reference to what I was facing, what I was battling yesterday. And it was like I wanted to take the braces home, even though I didn't have them on anymore, right? Because they were so, it was like a part of me. They've been in my mouth for 2 years, right? Or a little bit over 2 years. So it was just like, I want to take them home. And I called my mom. I was like, would I have been kind of bad just to take my braces home? God, that's a whole nother story for another day. And that's why we are here on this topic here today to talk about it's time to empty out that old junk drawer. And so the other day I was cleaning, right? And in the kitchen, and I think I was making something, and I just happened to go into the junk drawer because I wanted to go grab something out of the junk drawer, and something was like, how long has this thing been in here, right? And so then I just started checking the dates on everything because I'm like, I just been throwing stuff in here, just to be throwing stuff. Some of this stuff probably was thrown in here when we first moved into the house, and so I literally had to throw out everything. I don't think honestly, and I was kind of scared to even eat anything out of that junk drawer, but I don't think anything in there was up to date. Literally nothing. And even the hot sauce. Now y'all know if y'all go to Bojangles and y'all get that hot sauce, it's super super red, right? And y'all, I grabbed the hot sauce. It's not funny, but it's funny. I grabbed the hot sauce and that thing was all dried up. It was like not even red anymore. I don't even know what kind of color it was. It was like a piece of the pack. It all kind of got just shriveled up, and I'm just like, Kayla, why are you still holding on to stuff that is not benefiting you at all? Why are you? Right? And so then I just started thinking, I'm just like, oh man, this is a topic that could be talked about, right? And we can really go in deep on this topic about just doing away with the stuff that is holding you back, doing away with the stuff that is just just like not good for you, that's not benefiting you, that's not doing anything that is helping you excel in the things you want to do and the things you want to be in your life, right? So while watching that, right, and or while doing that, I'm like, okay, what other things in my house do I need to get rid of? So today I actually was cleaning out my closet. Now, some of us can say we rarely, barely clean out our closet. The only time we clean out our closet is when we're looking for clothes and realize we can't fit half the clothes we have in our closet. And that gives us a little push to, get rid of stuff that's in the closet, get rid of old socks that we haven't worn in a while. All that stuff that we are holding on to. We're literally holding on to things that probably potentially is holding us back from our fullest potential, from our goals, from our vision, from our just everything in life, right? And so I realized I'm like, this is deep. Like this right here is deep. So it was a couple of things that I ran into in my closet. Some of the stuff was thrown away. I had old uniforms I had for over 10 years. Why, Kayla? Why are we holding on to stuff that we don't use, right? Like I had uniforms I didn't have or wasn't wearing for 10 years. I had, you know, a whole box of stuff like Kayla's Memories is what it was titled. And it was the menu and the how I got my job at Waffle House 10 years ago. Um um Paychecks from my first job in 2011. Like why are we holding on? Why am I holding on to all of this stuff, right? And some of that stuff I'm keeping because I'm like, okay, I want to see what I was like when I get to a point in my life. I want to be humble and remember, okay, Kayla, your first job you weren't making but $7.50, $8, whatever the case may be, right? You felt like you were on top of the world making that type of money, and so and then it was something else that I ran upon was um something that I had from 2003, y'all. 2003. It was two things that I ran upon in 2003. I had a sheet, and I don't know if anybody used to sell donuts in school, right? But I had a sheet, and it was like you had to fill out the sheet name or how many like what quantity of boxes somebody wanted to buy and how much money you collected from that person, et cetera, and the name of the person. And so um my late aunt name was on that paper. And I'm like, wow, right? Like, so I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, guess what I got? I got a paper that has Aunt Sila's name on it, right? And so that was like blown away because she's passed away, I would say like 7, 8 years ago. So I have a paper and like memories of her, right? And and then I ran upon a paper that was from a school, 2003, and it was in my fourth grade year of school. And I had got a half a day in school suspension for talking during silent lunch. Now, anybody remember those silent lunches? It's like, what is the point of this? Like, you can't even eat and be quiet. So why are we having silent lunch? Like, what is it? Who made this thing up? Whoever made this thing up need to be fired because there ain't no way you got a whole cafeteria of kids, fourth grade kids, and we supposed to just be quiet. So yeah, I got detention, and that kind of was like a reminder. It was funny. I keep stuff like that. It was funny, but some of us hold on to things that we don't need. Right? There's good to have memories, like the memory of my aunt, the memory of me being a kid. You know, a kid again. But then we hold on to that baggage of heartbreak, that baggage of just wrongdoing and backstabbing and whatever else kind of put us in a negative space. And if you were to have that memory of a loved one that's no longer here, would you put it in the same category as your ex breaking your heart? I don't think so. Like, I don't think so. But if you rearrange how you think about that ex or how you think about that situation, I feel like it can kind of be close because that thing you value, right? That thing about that loved one or that person you love that passed away, you value a lot, right? Because it's like, oh my God, the memories we have with this person or whatever the case may be, right? And then this ex, you like, yeah, I don't even want to think about that person. Every time I just see him, I just want to smack him or smack her, whatever the case may be, right? I hope you ain't gonna smack him. But like we get in this thing of like animosity. It just brings like this bad vibe, towards us, right? Why not shift how you think about the situation? I think that's how we all get bound in certain things. Is the way we think and how we use what happened to us in our lives that kind of bound us from the things that we're trying to accomplish and do. Say for instance, you have a lady that, went through heavy abuse, right? This man done hit her, beat her, did all kind of stuff, cut her hair, whatever the case may be, everything you could think of, and she overcame it. She got out of the situation. The man is in jail, right? She has PTSD. She's struggling. She doesn't believe that nobody else will love her, right? But there's somebody else for her. So if she keeps this mentality of this person's bad, everybody is bad, I don't want love anymore. She will never get what is for her because she's allowing herself or allowing this man to still have control over her. But we have to get into a place where we are controlling it and it is not controlling us. And some of us suffer from that. I suffered from that for a very, 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 very long time. And it wasn't until recently that that was pulled out of me, that I had my eyes open to the whole situation and just allow myself to be vulnerable in a moment to kind of get clarity on the situation. So when you finally get clarity and you see the pin, like some of us as adults, right? We grow old and we forget, how to live. Like we're just surviving. Like we're not even living. We just surviving, right? And so we forget the the little things. We forget just to enjoy life. We forget to be happy. We forget to laugh and play and everything because we're so stressed out from being an adult. I have a shirt that says I'm not adulting today, right? Being an adult is hard. This thing is not easy, right? Nobody, we weren't prepared for this. We were just like, when you get 18, when you get 21, when you feel like you're grown, you on your own type deal, right? And so we were kind of forced to grow up. When age came, we just kind of went with the flow, right? And so we allowed these situations because we didn't know how to like maneuver around it. When you go through things in your life, you don't know how to like bounce back from that, right? Like if you ain't coach and you don't have the energy or the knowledge and stuff to get out of it, you're just gonna kind of be bound in that situation. And so if you allow that to kind of hold you back, if you have that junk drawer full of stuff that's not benefiting you, right? That's out of date. That's not, and a saying that I want to kind of just put in your head, because this, when I was thinking about all of this and preparing for this saying came into my head, right? Let go of what is failing you and hold on to what is it selling you. I'm gonna say that again because that was a mouthful. Let go of what is failing you and hold on to what is it selling you. So going back to the reference of the woman being beat or abused by her husband or whomever that man was in her life. She came out of it. But if she walked through life with this just negative outlook on everybody, every man that walk up to her, she kind of sees this image of this man. She's allowing this man to still control her even though he's not even there. And we sometimes don't even know that we're allowing our situations and our circumstances to control us even though there's nobody else there but us and it, right? So what she can do to make that different, what she can do to kind of shift that outcome is she overcame it. She can now take, and we were talking about this in previous videos, take that pain and allow that pain to fuel your purpose. She made it out. Now she can probably go and help other women that are going through that type of ordeal with abuse. She can help them get out. This is what I did to get out. This is how I survived. This is what happened. Don't let this thing, like she can be she is the best spokesman for abused women there is, right? So instead of using the junk to just hold you back, to allow you to just be miserable for the rest of your life. Because there is another saying, and it is like people stop living in their 20s, 30s, maybe 40s, but die in their 70s, 80s. That's crazy. People stop living in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, but die in their 60s and 70s, and probably above, right? That is insane. We stop growing. If you are not growing, what else is happening? You are dying. So you got to continue to grow, continue to feed your mind, continue to, and I feel like that is like And this is my personal opinion. This is not no doctor advice. This is nothing. This is just me and my thoughts, right? But I think people that suffer from dementia, that is a result from them or stop living in their early ages, right? They were forced to work. They're not exercising their brain. They're not allowing themselves to grow mentally, right? So they then get in their thoughts, and all they know is what they know. So once they get older and start to become fragile, it's just like they're not even trying to do anything, right? They're not even trying to like they're not growing. So if you're not growing, you're dying. And so what I feel like we should do in this generation, because I feel like it's starting to kind of fade away, because we're so in tune to what our parents did and what their parents did and what their parents did, right? And that goes back to slavery. If you go back far enough, that goes back to slavery, right? So I feel like we should get into a point where we don't allow situations, circumstances, and things of that nature to hold us back. There were slaves reading books. Behind their masters, there were slaves reading books. There was other people that I mean, educate yourself. Surround yourself with people that you want to be like. Stop being stop being average. Stop settling. We want a paycheck. We want something now. We want something that is going to happen real quick, fast, and in a hurry that we ain't have to work for. But I'm telling you, if you have big dreams, big goals, desires, anything other than what's in your circle right now, you have to work for it. You're going to have to work for it. Just like you go to work for a paycheck, you won't have to work that much harder to get the things that you want out of life. That does have no strings towards nobody else owning it. But a lot of people don't want to because it's not, they got to get out of their comfort zone. It's not something they know. It's not something that they've seen before. So they don't know how to do it. But that's when you have to get out of that and start reaching out to people that have done the things you are trying to do, that are influential, that are mentors, like a life coach. You have to have types of people in your life that you got to do something different than what you're doing right now. If you want to be a business owner, but you have that 9 to 5 mentality, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You got to get to a point in your life where, and this is just like talk. We every day we're on here. We're talking about, Bible, we're talking about just scripture, we're talking about God, but we're talking about life in general today. We're talking about reality, what's happening, right? And it reflects back to the Bible. Okay, it reflects back. I'm not shying the Bible whatsoever. That is kind of like my lifeline and what I believe in. But today is kind of like one of those, let's sit back and let really be honest and be true and see like what is really holding us back. What is in your junk drawer that you need to just throw out? You're holding on to, but you just need to throw out. If it is not, if it is failing you, let it go. If it's excelling you, keep it. And that's how you have to look in your life. And I'm not talking about just the physical junk drawer in your kitchen. I'm talking about your life, your mindset. What are you holding on to that's failing you? If it has not done any justice for you now, either change the trajectory of how you're thinking about it, or just let it go because it's gonna hold you back. Like if you were trying to be planted in a nice soil that you can just grow and flourish and be the best, be fruitful, and be the best that you can be, but you have these weeds growing around it, it's going to choke the life out of you. It's going to choke every potential you had in yourself. So we have to daily examine ourselves. What is in my junk drawer? What am I holding on to that I need to let go of? And ask the question, is this thing failing me or is it excelling me? Okay? So I was watching Tyler Perry. And the Tyler Perry documentary on yes, yes. Listen, that junk drawer is something heavy, okay? I found some stuff in there that I was just like, let's toss it. Let's toss this thing, okay? Because us as people, we try to hold on to everything. I'm one of those. Listen, I'm talking to myself. I'm like literally looking at myself right now on camera. And we hold on to so much that does no justice for us but hold us back. And we have to get into a habit of daily checking your junk drawer. What is in that drawer that you don't need? In that drawer that is holding you back? In that drawer that's just taking up space? It could be something else added to it, but we keep allowing this thing to just stick around and we're not adding anything else to it, right? We're allowing this thing to hold us back. So again, and this little thing, I'm gonna have to get this on a shirt because I really like this. And when it came to me, I was just like, I like this. Let go of what is failing you and hold on to what is it selling you. If it's not helping, let it go. If you ain't benefiting from it, let it go. Because the only thing it's gonna do is be that weed that's growing around you while you're trying to grow. I say glow. That too. You need to glow as well. But when you're trying to grow, it is just gonna find itself just wrapping around you and just grab holding on to any little thing it can to just pull you back, to hold you back. So let that thing go. Breathe freely. Live life. Don't allow situations, circumstances, things that happen in your past affect what you're going through today. I had a lady, and she don't mind me sharing the story. I had a customer, and we're gonna go back to the Tyler Perry thing. But I had a customer from Waffle House, and older lady. I mean, I'm not gonna say her age because if she watches, I'm gonna be mad if I got her age wrong. But she's in the upper 50s, maybe 60. So, and she come in. She's the most like happy, friendly, loving person you would ever meet, right? But she was sexually abused when she was younger, but it didn't really hit her until recently. So this was back years and years ago, probably 40 years ago, right? And she didn't really get hit with it or get hit with just the PTSD until recently. And she admitted herself in a mental hospital because she said something is wrong. I don't know what it is, but something is wrong. And so now she's taking um she's taking like courses and things just to kind of get her mind back at ease and just you know back on track, because it could be anything. Sometimes it's like sense. It could be um something you hear or a song or whatever, and it triggers it, and we allow, and then it pulls us back, right? But some of us don't bounce back. She bounced back. She shared her story. She wrote it down. She published it. She gave it to, well, not published it. She gave it to a couple of people. I read her story. It was incredible, right? How this lady never suffered from it until recently. She done got married, done had kids, like got grandkids, all kinds of stuff. But then all of a sudden it happened. But she didn't allow that in her junk drawer to overpower her. She took charge of it, and it didn't take charge of her. When you people think, even when you think about a mental hospital, you think you about to be, you know, hands wrapped, all of that. It's nothing like that. Because when she even said it, I'm like, did they put you in a straight jacket? Mm-mm. She went in. She talked about her problems. She seeks therapy. The lady was friendly. They wrote her story. They put her in counseling, and she's going around freely. We allow media. We allow movies, we allow shows to mess with our mind. And we got to get into a habit of not believing everything you see. We are so blind by what people are telling us that we're not even seeking out the truth for ourselves, right? So back to the Tyler Perry, because I can get off subject real quick. So the Tyler Perry documentary. If you have not watched that, it's Maxine's Baby and it's on Prime. Oh my God. When I tell you, open my eyes to so many things, right? He was talking about how he was abused as a kid and how his escape was this little thing under the house outside. And he would go in there and just imagine different things, right? And I'm gonna try to make this very brief, but go watch it. Tyler Perry's documentary, Maxine's Baby, on Prime. I have not been paid to tell you that. I just think it's a really good watch. And I feel like if you don't cry, something's wrong. Cause I cried on that documentary. But he was talking about how his dad beat him. I mean, sometimes beat him to where he was unconscious. And I didn't know that, right? I did not know that. And he would go into this little cubby right under the house and he would hide for hours upon hours upon hours just to get away from him. And while he's down there, he's imagining different things. Just seeing, he can smell, he can see the wallpaper, the paint, whatever's on the wall. He can see the steam coming out the coffee or the teapot that's on the stove. He can smell what the aroma smell like in the house. Like he can tell you everything about his imagination. And as a child, he thought, that was his way of escaping. But as an adult, he still uses his his imagination, and that's how he produces movies. This man can be filming one movie while writing another and talking to somebody else about creating another one. Like imagination is out of this world, right? Because you are in full control over what you think. And so you can allow yourself to be in a negative space or you can allow yourself. So if you were escaping a negative space, why would you go into a negative space, right? So people that have a negative space around them physically or their atmosphere, they then go into a private space to kind of create a positive space. And so that's what he did as a kid. But as an adult, he used that ability, that superpower that he has to allow himself to kind of make stuff in his mind become realistic. Now he's making movies. Now he has created plays. That is, now he has his own studio from that, from his trauma. This is all from this man's trauma. He has created an empire. He did not allow his pain to just overtake him, to take up negative space in his junk drawer. The same man that had beat him, he gave to him. Listen, mind blowing, okay? Mind blowing. Stop allowing. And if you don't believe, if you don't like Tyler Perry, okay. Jim Quick, just heard about him, right? Somebody was talking about him, and I was like, who are you talking about? Like, what you're saying about this man is really powerful. Who are you talking about? So I watched a couple of minute interview he had on YouTube, and he was talking about the cure for being lazy. But what he was talking about in the beginning of the interview, and I haven't watched the full one, but what he and I can put the link in the description so you can watch it too, and I'm gonna finish it up later. But what he was talking about was how, as a kid, he had a brain injury that caused him not to be able to kind of learn the way that other normal kids would, right? And so instead of, and this is just a simplified version, instead of him allowing this injury to be a downfall, he allowed it to be a superpower. So he had to work. This man had to work to get the results of a normal person would. He had to put in 10 times more work to get the same results or more, right? So we got to look at, and he didn't look at it like, yes, as a kid, he felt like, this is something that's holding me back. But now as an adult, he's a brain coach. This man came from having a brain injury to a brain coach with over 2.2 million followers that he is influencing every single day. So stop allowing your pain to just sit in your junk drawer and take up space. If it is not for you, throw it out. If it's going to fuel you, keep it. If that heartbreak or that abuse is going to fuel you, keep it. Don't allow it to affect your life in a negative way. If it's not powering you to keep going forward, throw it out. Throw it out. Understand, if it's not excelling you, it's failing you. Throw it out. Heartbreak. Um People telling me I wouldn't amount to anything. I was told that, I would end up in jail or dead. I was told as a kid that I would be nothing when I got older. I mean, that, my appearance was even off. I was picked on about my lips. That's why hold on, what's that? Right here, right here. Lips, living purpose sis. That's why it kind of just, I held on to it so good. Why? Because now I'm allowing that thing that used to be a negative thing to me fuel me to do the thing that I want to do, that I am called to do. Stop allowing things to break you. Let that thing fuel you and make you. Because when you allow something to overtake what you're supposed to be doing, you're giving power still to that situation. That person could have been gone years ago. That heartbreak that you had back in school that you thought was love and it wasn't really love, and you still allowing that thing to overtake you, that person is still winning. And they done moved on, had kids, got married 3 times, and you still allowing that thing. Well, he was supposed to be the one. She was the one. Let it go. Let it go. Delete them off Facebook. Let it go. Clean out your junk drawer. Allow yourself to live again. Be like that child that you used to be. You had all these dreams and goals. What did I want to be what you want to be when you grow up? Oh, an astronaut. Oh, I want to have a bakery. I like cookies, right? We, as a kid, our imagination went everywhere. But when we became adults, we stopped living. Live again. Don't allow situations and circumstances to kill you or take over your life or control your life. Take control back. Gain that control back because it's your life. It's only one of you. And if you ain't gonna live to the fullest, ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. So clean out your junk drawer, clean out that closet in your mind, in your physical one. I did the same thing. I did the same thing, but clean out the junk drawer. Clean out your closet. All that stuff that's holding you back, that's keeping you from being that person that you need to be, let it go. Stop being ashamed. Stop being scared. Walk into that thing like you own it. I own YouTube, even though I'm just starting. I own it. Okay? So, thank y'all for just staying with me, rocking with me. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are like the founding members of Lip Speak Corporation, whatever this thing is called. Okay? Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy your weekend. It is almost Christmas, so I know everybody's doing that shopping and hopefully you ate good on Thanksgiving. Okay? But I will see y'all next Wednesday. And remember to clean out that junk drawer. Clean out your junk drawer. And I will see y'all next Wednesday. Be blessed. Love y'all. Take care.